Hi, this is our 6th session of Blade Runner. Welcome anyone who's watched this far. I hope it's entertaining. We're going to continue on here as we move in toward the climax of things. We have our 4 intrepid investigators. If I could ask you to quickly remind everyone who you are and who you're playing, starting with B.
B, I'm playing Oelsen Bakker, an enforcer for the Blade Runners.
Bruce?
Hi, I'm playing Novak, a senior investigator.
Okay. And Nick?
I'm playing Fenna. I'm the group's Doxie.
And finally, Andy.
Hi, I'm Andy. I'm playing Percival, who's a Replicant Analyst.
And thank you very much. And as we proceed from last time, things had happened. We have... let me make sure I'm getting this right here. Percival,
Yep.
a couple of weeks, sorry, and Fenna are in the pawn shop.
No. Percival and Bakker are in the pawn shop.
Sorry, I keep getting... yes, thank you. Percival and Bakker are in the pawn shop, and Novak and Fenna, that's right, sorry, Novak and Fenna are in Animoid Row, where there has been an event. As they were sitting enjoying some noodles, a pair of individuals came at them, and apparently with intent to kill. A brief gunfight ensued. Noodles were flung around the place, and it was a pretty close one thing in actual fact. If you've seen it, on the dice rolling, I was just about to inflict a very fatal wound, but fortunately, 1 point of armour saved the day, if I remember correctly. So at the moment, we'll hit the start button again with Novak and Bakker in the Animoid Row. People streaming away from their location now are standing there. Gunsmoke is still clearing, and there are sirens in the distance.
You mean Fenna and Animal?
Fenna,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you. Oh, buddy.
It's
We know who
okay.
you mean, Chris.
What I'm trying to do is use people's characters' names, and I'm getting confused who's playing which character. It's been a couple of weeks, sorry.
It's all good. All right.
What's the
Characters, let's get the
guy's
actual
style there,
characters up in front of me.
So I was some distance from
So these
Bruce.
guys seemed pretty intent, right? They didn't seem like they were
Yeah.
going to give up, even though they were dead to rights, which is a little unusual, almost fanatical.
Yeah. That was
Professional
odd.
would have sort of said, look, I can obviously not draw faster than this. I'm dead to rights. I'll give in and try and fight my way out of it later. So I am seriously perplexed. I'm going to search the dude in front of me for any evidence of like who he is or who is there anything on there that would give me a clue? I mean, I'm an inspector investigator at heart. So
One thing I've got on my notes is that we're on a radio net, so you might want to check ears.
yep.
Yeah, I will do something similar.
I presume that my character knows better where to look on a body for evidence than I would. So
Yeah.
Okay. Let's double check that. Okay, you move towards the body that's near you. It's a man. He looks to be in his late 20s. He has dark hair. He's wearing nondescript clothing underneath a long coat. He's carrying a Magnum pistol, a heavy automatic pistol, and a quick search of the corpse turns up a stunning lack of anything of interest.
all right.
All you find, apologies for the big too long a pause there. All you find is the key. And it's not an actual key, so more like a modern day key for a vehicle,
Okay.
a remote car lock.
And we've already established that. I've already established that in case everybody was feeling that I was a heartless bastard, that Fenna was okay in the previous session. So, I think we'll let CSI do its business, take fingerprints, try and identify the bodies, that type of thing. But I will try and use the key to see if there's a vehicle nearby I could, try to hit the open button and see if anything beeps.
Nothing
Have
in
you
the
got
immediate.
anything? Sorry, go on, Chris.
Go on.
Yeah, hey, Fenna, you got anything on the body? Mine's clean.
I'm gonna guess that I don't find anything more substantial than that.
You're
Unless,
correct.
yeah.
A quick search of the body yields very little, apart from that this one isn't carrying the key.
Any earbuds,
They're carrying
as Andy said?
small. They're carrying well, likely. Let's see. So there's they're not carrying anything that can identify them at all. One of them's carrying a little bit of cash. Another one's got a pass card for the subway.
Okay.
Yeah. What about earpieces? What do they got for like radio? They looked like they're communicating on radios. So
Likely, yes. You do find earbud type radios. Yes.
okay. Do I know what frequency they're set to? Can I see on the device what frequency they're set to?
Yeah. I think you would be able to.
I'm going to tune into that frequency.
Right. On what? On your own radio? On your own Kia device?
Well, I'll start on my own radio, and if I get nothing but static, then I'm just going to put their radio in my ear and see what I get.
Nothing.
Nah.
Is there any evidence that they are replicants versus human?
You'd
Check
have
their
to
eyes,
probably
yeah.
set that back to Coco. Send him back to Coco. He'd be able to tell you pretty quickly.
Okay. Yeah, I will send all the evidence and get
At this point,
at
this point, flashing red lights are starting to and blue lights are starting to pour into the area. Police spinners and vans start to fall around the place, and the perimeter is formed around the two locations.
Sorry.
And you are both challenged by our uniformed officers. As you're kneeling by the body, Bruce, and you first, Bruce, as you're kneeling by the body, a pair of unified officers land not too far away from you, on the other side of the street, and when they get out, both of them pull out their firearms. Step away from the body.
All right, take it easy. Blade Runner unit. ID's in my back pocket.
Your hands where I can see him, says one of them starts walking across you while the other one
Sorry.
keeps.
Yeah, sorry. I can see it on the camera.
The other one comes across and pulls your ID out of the back pocket. She takes a quick look at it and says, "Yeah, all good." Hands you out your ID. Similar experience for you, Fenna. Your when you have a pair of uniforms, how do you handle them? Similarly.
Make sure you cuff him. He's unconscious, not dead.
No.
I hit him with a sonic blaster. I didn't hit him with a gun.
Okay.
Pretty sure he was unconscious. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I didn't think either of the crits I rolled on him were lethal ones, though.
Okay, fair enough. He's unconscious.
I might be wrong on that. Like I'd have to go back and watch the last episode to remember what those crits were.
Okay.
But
I think that
Probably more
crit.
interesting.
I think that crit. Yeah. Okay.
like
Right.
Just one thing.
Okay.
You can actually check a Nexus 9 looking at their eyes. I think you have to look up and to the right, and you see the bottom of it. So you could actually check them if they're Nexus 9s. If they're anything older, then we don't have the facilities to do it.
Yeah, there's no particular urgency to finding that information. So yeah. I think that's a good shout. But
you check. Okay, first you roll guys' eye across to check. You sort of pull the lower eyelid down so you can check. No indication that they're N9s.
Yep. It's okay. We'll wait for the CSI report. That is
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to do at the scene there, where as uniforms start to take over the scene, you are politely asked.
Styles, we were actually following Styles, and I think one of the last things that you said that he was turning back round to see what all the commotion was about.
He was. He came rushing across when he saw that you were in a gunfight.
Did he recognise me?
Yes, he recognises you.
So we were just following him, weren't we, to see whether he led us back to any sort of interesting area?
You were following him, and I was watching the shop.
That's right,
That's
because we
correct.
believe there's some sort of underground or something.
I've got noted down that Styles goes into the Aurelian shop. In
He had been into the Aurelian shop, that's correct. Then he came out and walked away.
Then he came out, and I
And,
followed him, and yeah,
Gotcha.
Fenna
Novak was
stayed.
following.
Yep. And then
So-
that's yeah.
So I suppose I could quickly engage him in conversation and just say something like, "So do you know him?"
He comes across and looks. Never seen him before in my life.
Oh well, looks like it's another random mugging on the streets
He
of
looks,
Emerald Road gone bad.
He looks a bit shocked when he's looking down, but says no, he's never seen anything. We've never seen them.
A thought occurs to me really quick here. So, Andy, your character looked at the security cams of the people who broke into that one girl's apartment, right?
Yeah, and I shared those. I couldn't get much in the way of images of people because they were very good at avoiding it. They were professional. They kept looking down and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
think I got some image of what one guy, I think, eventually getting away towards the station or something like that. And I have shared that image.
Have you got it? Have you?
I shared that on the
okay.
keys.
It's not him, but boy, does he look quite similar. It could be his brother.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is these guys?
So these two guys
And-
look like each other.
And when
Yeah.
you get when the two bodies are brought close together, yeah, they look very similar.
Yeah,
Not
all right.
clones, not exactly the same, but they do look similar.
Oh my god, clone army.
Not.
Is that a trait?
I know,
Is that a trait for replicants that they can look similar?
Well, in the same manner that anyone can look similar.
No, but I mean more than usual. Are they sort of like off a factory line where a particular model looks the same?
No, that's expressly not done. They try to do anything to make sure that they don't freak regular people out. If they did something like that, then they would freak regular people out because you'd find lots exactly this what you're seeing here.
Interesting.
If you
Okay.
think, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'll make a note in the CSI to do a DNA match to see if they are related.
Yeah.
Okay. Their bodies are hauled off to LAPD Central, the RDU department section, where Coco will get onto them. It's the afternoon, so he's there. If you ask him to pull a favour, then I'm sure he'll get them, make them a priority.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I can't think of anything else, Fenna, that we need to do here. Following Sykes is a sort of bust. So
Yeah. I will briefly mention as we walk back to the vehicle. I thought unmarked goons coming at us with guns was something that only happened in movies.
yeah, certainly a new one on me.
What are you doing now, Bruce? Do you say you got something else you want to do?
No, I don't. I think for now we're at
I let
dead
the
end.
rest of the party know what happened and to be
Yeah.
cautious.
Right.
Because if they went after us, there's a distinct possibility they might go after the rest of our squad. And they're clearly not afraid to go toe-to-toe with armed law enforcement.
And out in the open as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay, so we're going to shift focus back across to the pawn shop. Bloody hell, which one is it? Doc Badgers. Right, I've been trying to remember the last name of that pawn shop. They get back across to the pawn shop and what's going on with Oelsen, Bakker, and Percival. So Percival has spent a considerable amount of time strapped, most of this shift strapped into Doc Badger's chair, and you lose consciousness, Percy, while you're in it. You're mooching around outside. Dr. is occasionally checks in on the machine to make sure it's doing the right thing. It's an intimidating looking affair, a dentist type chair with electrical blocks that kind of sit on either side of the head, and an intimidating array of slightly Heath Robinson looking electronics strapped behind it with a couple of screens, and he goes and checks it, occasionally adjusts and plays it out, but occasionally serves someone in the shop when they come in, or ask them to wait if he's busy with it. But after a couple of hours, he's done, and Andy Percival sort of feels a bit fuzzy for a second, then snaps to reality.
And he
You're-
he gives me a copy of my because I think he took all of my memories, didn't he?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
one particular one.
It's the memory that you wanted. I mean, yes, certainly.
And you
I'm
said
a little confused at the moment, but yeah, okay, go on.
sorry,
I shall stop second
this
guessing.
is what he's saying, or what you were.
Nope, he passes it to you. If you want a copy of a second copy of your memories, that's fine by him. It does cost you a credit point, what they call Tinian
I
point.
think I paid that
I
last.
think you've already paid that, yes.
And just going to say, so just to check.
And so he can pull it up onto a screen. He pulls it, pulls it up, and sort of he
I'm
scans through pictures. It's a bit unsettling looking at this guy skimming through your memories.
Yes, yeah, no, I'm going to pause a sec. I'm slightly concerned about this because
You did say that you didn't. You're a bit nervous about
yes,
looking at it.
so
So
because from what you've said to me before, Mr. Badger, you said that the girl who I think is Leah, you pulled the memory. You previously told me that you pulled a memory of the same girl, but that was for my colleague Leah, and she said it was her daughter Dina. Now,
yeah,
and do you have a copy of that memory that you pulled from Leah?
that would be unethical.
Okay, but do
These are
you
very
have a
private
copy of it?
to
Do you have
individuals.
a copy of
No.
it? Right. Right.
Is he big?
Yes, I'm going to look at Oelsen. I think is that Insight.
That'd be insight, yeah.
Right. I'm wondering whether he's lying. This will be amazing if this comes off for me. I'm going to roll. No successes. I've got no idea.
He seems to
am
be
I
telling the
okay
truth.
to-
It seems it would be unethical, though you're not aware of any stipulation, legal stipulation or anything else, or there's not a board of suspicious backstreet pawn shops that do still own scans for people that has a set of standards. But
Okay.
yeah.
That's a great pity. Okay.
But then he would say to you that he probably does say to you that would you want memories I've just pulled from you to be shared with other people?
Oh no, I wouldn't. But
We wouldn't usually ask, but in this
Yeah.
situation, our colleague is missing and
He
could
raises
need
an
our
eyebrow
help.
at that. Look,
She
really,
is,
if I could help you, I would.
Okay.
of course.
I'm going to step away a sec. Oelsen, can you watch this memory of mine, please? Because I'm finding it slightly disturbing. So I'm just going to step out. Could you watch it for me, please? And just see
Sure.
if it does look like. I believe it matches the girl in the photo, and we've got on our key a copy of the photo from her apartment. Can you just see if it does match? My memory is that it does, but please can you check my memory as such? And I'm going to step out while this is done because I think it's going to freak my character out too much.
Okay, tell you what, just go get some. Okay, so you're going to look at this.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's pretty much what you're expecting. It's a couple of scenes from a life, really, seen from Percival's perspective. Family home. And Andy, do you want to describe the scene that she sees?
Yeah, so it's my key memory. So it is a fleeting vision of yourself as a small child in the derelict housing projects of Los Angeles Hills. You were playing with your best friend Leia in a crumbling building when it suddenly collapsed. You made it out, she didn't. You know this memory is just an implant. It doesn't matter. It feels more real to you than anything you have experienced since your inception. Now, one of the things that I'm interested in is not just that. So, the picture that was in Leia's apartment, is that actually a picture? Is that actual picture in my memory? So there's sort of this structure behind and so on, or is that this
Is it like a
girl in a
frame
different
from the-
setting?
No, she's in a different setting. The girl, indeed, Oelsen, you can confirm, does appear to be the same. It seems to be the same person, but the setting is not the same.
Setting is not the same. Okay. Yeah, I'll thank Doc and say I don't know if we might be back later for any further investigations, but thank you for your help all the same.
Okay, no problem.
If you see perchance
Okay.
Leia come back in, could you please give us a call and I'll sort of hand over some kind of contact details that is direct.
You've got a card. You can assume you've all got cards.
I give
think
him a
that's
card.
reasonable. Okay, you do that.
Yeah.
Percival, whilst that is going on, you're sat outside in the car.
So I'm not in the car.
Fetting.
Just literally just standing outside on the street, outside the front
Okay.
door.
You're standing outside the front door, fetting a bit, and so you're skimming through images on your Kia. You're thinking a lot about the Leia, the missing Blade Runner, and looking at her and looking at the image of the door and things like that. And it just suddenly occurs to you that there's something you've seen somewhere before, and I'm going to point towards. This is just because it's been such a long time. You almost certainly, I think you might have missed this. Take a look at the Independent Sentinel. Handout A. B. Sorry, handout B.
There's no way of zooming in on this. So are you meaning the Rising Star of Memory design?
Well, let's say something about that picture.
That looks quite similar to.
Could be a daughter, couldn't it?
So does that? Right.
Oh, interesting.
So that looks like a grown-up version of the girl in the picture.
No, it looks like an older version of Leia.
Like an older version of Leia.
Take a look at the picture. Sorry, that's what I meant you to take to compare the pictures. Take a look at the picture of Leia. You guys can as well, you know. So everyone can.
Yeah. I'm just reading the thing now.
God, can I make this bigger?
Yeah, if you pull
Oh
the
yeah. Okay, I've just
it's
figured
like-
out how to use the virtual tabletop.
Lilith Tyrell. Is that her name?
Yeah.
This was
Hang on a
attacked by
sec.
her office by members of Replicant Resistance movement. The plot was thwarted by LAPD Blade Runner. Oh, but the Tyrell Corporation crumbled due to the prohibition and soon went bankrupt. Its assets were sold off to the Wallace Corporation. What if the LAPD Blade Runner was Leia and saw her, like Lilith, and is having some kind of existential crisis over it? Because if Lilith, right, replicants don't age, do they? Do they?
No, they do. They just start out at sort of young adult age. Well, start out at the age they're sort of.
They're preset to, yes,
Yeah.
they're incepted at.
That's it. Incepted.
Right.
That's the word.
But she was attacked in her office by members of the Replicant resistance movement. So replicants attacked Lilith.
Or
From what I'm reading.
replicant resistance people, which a lot of them are replicants, but a lot of them aren't.
Yeah. But like people that are pro-replicants.
Pro-replicant rights. Yeah, they're pro-replicant rights.
Yeah.
They're not anti-replicants. They're pro-replicants having the more rights.
Rights, yeah. So what would the Nexus? So I'm just going to read it because I think the first bit's important. What would the Nexus 9?
Andy, can you make sure that the article in question is visible on the virtual desktop?
Yeah.
I am. I'm going to make it a bit bigger as well because it's not that visible for anyone.
Yeah. What would the Replicant 9 replicants be without the Nexus 9 replicants? Sorry, be without their memories to keep them obedient. The rising star of N9 memory design has an unlikely comeback story and a unique pedigree. When rogue replicants killed industrialist Eldon Tyrell back in 2019, his niece and confidant Lilith Tyrell inherited his empire. Her reign was as tumultuous as it was short. She spearheaded the launch of the new Nexus 8 models without limited lifespans, followed by a backlash with replicants being declared a threat to human existence and hunted down en masse. The limited lifespan, is that something that replicants had before?
So replicant sixes had limited lifespans and knew when they were going to die.
So that probably sent them insane
like a
as well.
5-year lifespan or something like that.
Yeah,
gotcha.
It's preset into them, and there's nothing they could do about it. The first film's all about it.
After rogue replicants triggered the massive blackout in 2022 to wipe out all records of them and the subsequent prohibition of all replicant production everywhere, Lilith was attacked in her office by members of the replicant resistance movements. The plot was thwarted by the LAPD by an LAPD Blade Runner, but the Tyrell Corporation crumbled due to the prohibitions and soon went bankrupt. To its assets sold off to the Wallace Corporation. After over a decade spent in obscurity, one replicants were again approved for use on Earth in 2036. Lilith Tyrell appeared again in Los Angeles, setting up a business as a contractor for the Wallace Corporation. She designed memories for Nexus 9 replicants and quickly made a name for herself in the field. Maybe we need to go talk to Lilith.
I think we need to go and talk to Lilith because
she's inserting herself into memories.
Yeah. Well, the attack on her looks like that was in 2022. So that's nothing to do with Leia we're looking for. But we need to go and have a look at her, I think.
What did Doc Badger say that Leia said her daughter's name was?
Dina. Dena.
Dena.
Dina.
Sorry? Dina.
Di. Yes.
Dina. Apologies.
That's okay.
Won't be fussy.
Okay. I feel like there's a missing bit as to what's... Because this... I think Lilith is a human.
Yeah.
Potentially. I think she might be human. And maybe Leia was created to look like her for some reason. But now there's obviously Lilith is doing this memory thing. She's working for the Wallace Corporation. The Wallace Corporation have not been forthcoming from the last visit. We definitely need to go back because last time we went there, or I say we went there, I think it was Novak. No, it was who went to
Novak.
Novak went to Wallace.
I believe you asked generally about Leia, and they'd come back and said that she'd had a dodgy last assessment or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were particularly mealy-mouthed about what they wanted to tell me, and were mostly
Yeah.
just telling me to get on with it.
Yeah, we've got
Yeah.
we've got Leah's data file, and we know that
Yeah.
she was trained in combat and recon. And then there's also handout F is Leia's performance results, and because she failed a baseline test on the 3rd of March 2037, then failed it again on the 27th of April 2037, suspended on the 28th of April 2037, had a recalibration on the 7th of May 2037, and then started active service on the 8th of May 2037. And I'm trying to remember what the date is, but basically she then had a meltdown and shot her partner about a month after returning to active service. So I can't remember what the exact date is, but it's something like a month.
Well, yeah, because I think if we're going
Less
by
even than that, it was like a week or two.
Is it a week or two? Right.
Yeah.
But the weird thing in here, yeah. Okay. So,
Yeah.
if oh sorry, I've lost that. If no, not that. If that one. If just going through the logic of this, yeah. If Lilith Tyrell is an expert in memory design, then it could be that she's using some of her memories to her own memories. So that memory she could have inserted into both myself and Leia, maybe of her as a child or something like that. What's really weird is that Leia looks like Lilith, like a younger version of Lilith Tyrell. That would mean someone in the Wallace Corporation, because Leia's a Nexus 9 made by Wallace, has actively designed a clone of, something to, I don't know if clone is the right word, but to actively look like Leia. That's weird. I think.
Oh, hang on a minute. I think I've just figured something. Well, not figured something out, but put something together. Leia's inception date is 4th of July 2036. Just keep that in mind a second while I go back to that. What was it? The newspaper. Because the Wallace Corporation's yes. For over a decade, there were replicants who were again proved for use on Earth in 2036.
Yeah, so she's
No,
one of the early ones.
The first ones, but it's only a year ago.
Yeah, but then so am I. Yeah.
Yes.
Wallace makes these things quickly. Wallace makes us quickly. And so
I think there's a possibility, Andy, that in actual fact while they're actually legalized for use on Earth again. Firstly, the implication for use on Earth implies that they were already off planet, and secondly, they probably already had, tubes in place with developing bodies ready to go. So,
yeah, I think that unless we can suddenly come up with any more information that's going to piece together this puzzle, we should probably go and speak with the Wallace Corporation again and check in with our team, make sure they say they're not hurt. Okay. But
I think we should loop the other two into this conversation and bring them up to speed on what we've. So I think we should have a bit of a catch up across Kias.
Right, I think we should have a catch up. Can we kind of conclude that shift then? And can you have that conversation? Talk amongst yourselves, and you can decide what you're going to do on the next shift. If you excuse me, I'm going to run into the house and grab myself a can of drink. All right?
Yep, certainly.
A quick break, if I can leave you to chat.
Yep, definitely.
Is that all right?
Yeah, we definitely need to chat.
Yeah.
Right. So, what are we going to do? So, right, we bring you up to speed on this. Yeah. What is? So, I thought we had one potential objective coming out, which was to go into the Aurelian shop. Yeah, because that's where we think Leia is hiding.
No, he not. That's not where she's hiding. The guy knows where the hideout is. The guy in the shop, the Aurelian guy that runs it, is the Replicant Underground. contact.
Yeah, I don't think it means literally underground. I think there's.
Yeah.
I don't think your shop is big enough to
Yeah.
hide anybody.
He's the contact that replicants can go to hide when they're in danger. He obviously we've already spoken to him, but either we need to be more pressing on them. But do we want to go talk to Lilith first to see if we can find out some more info before we even get to Leia?
But
Because
it feels like this is very interesting, but our key
Yeah.
objective is to find Leia.
it is, but ultimately afterwards, it's to figure out whether or not she is guilty or innocent of what the situation is, and the situation is much larger. We're going to have to do this either way. We either do it before we go to find Leah, or after we go and find, or after.
I may have missed the conversation, but it says here that the plot was thwarted by an LAPD Blade Runner. Did we establish who that was?
Well, it's back.
No,
It's back in 2022. So the question is whether
Yeah.
you, as the only long-term experience
Older
person, may know who that was.
or we can
Yeah,
ask
because if it
for records.
because if it was Leia, then
It
we've
can't
got
have
a
been Leia.
link.
Well,
but-
no. It's 15
can't have
years
been Leia.
ago.
Yeah,
15 years ago,
She
Leia
was-
was only
she was only
infected.
a year and a bit ago.
2036.
Oh, 15 years ago, right? Okay.
Yeah.
If you
So
look
it
at the top of
wasn't.
you look at the top of the newspaper.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
dated
yeah,
the
okay.
19th of
Oh,
May, 2037.
Zoomed in, so I can't see the top anymore. Yeah, okay.
So, who was that Blade Runner who thwarted that?
Yeah.
repl-
I mean, it may not be relevant, but it's
just because this game has got lots of connections. Bruce, can you just check your character's key memories in case it was you?
Yeah. This
No,
was really
no.
funny.
Oh yeah, I do seem to remember a case
Oh,
like
yeah.
that a while back.
Sorry, I'm just old.
Because how old is Oelsen?
Oh, I think I'm like maybe 30. I think younger.
So you're too young to have been on
I'm
the
too
force at
young
the
to
time.
have been. Yeah. Where do I find out that? Is it in biography?
Yeah.
It doesn't actually say. I assume that she's likely. The picture's somewhere between 25 and 35, I reckon.
Yeah. So too young, probably.
Yeah.
For something 15 years ago.
It might be
years
related to my key memory.
It has a years on the
Yeah.
force, and yes, Bruce, it probably does.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Okay.
that's another thing. I've only been working on the force for 3 years, I think.
Okay.
You're military prior to that, though, so whether you got involved in that stuff.
Yeah, I was military before then, but we're talking about who this this LAPD character that saved Lilith could have been, because we realised it can't be Leia because she's obviously only a year and a bit old, and this incident happened 15 years ago.
What is Novak's years on the force then?
There's certainly an inference that it is Novak. From his key memory, it doesn't explicitly state it, but it's certainly coincidental if it wasn't. And the answer to that question, Andy, is I don't know.
Somewhere in the character sheet, and I can't find it myself, I think there is a number of years on the force because it's just one for me.
There is. It's on the biography section, quite close to the bottom, just above your key memories and key relationships.
16.
Yeah, so this is 15 years. So you were in the force at the
It would have
time.
been.
So yeah, it's almost certainly me.
Yeah, I think it probably was.
This whole time.
So when we go and say, hey, this is interesting.
Yeah.
This woman Lilith Tyrell looks like an older version of Leia, and Leia and I have both got the same memory of someone that looks actually like a younger version of Leia.
Yes.
And apparently, it's got this thing in the paper just recently about this Lilith Tyrell woman. And Holden, you don't happen to know who the Blade Runner was who thwarted the attack on her by the Replicant Resistance 15 years ago?
That was a long time ago.
Can I just say,
time ago.
it was... I should probably have a private conversation with Bruce, but I won't. Just
Well, we can take headphones
no.
off.
Okay, take headphones off.
I'm
the other three,
going to
please.
go quick bio break.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Bruce, I'm just going to say that as far as your recollection goes for this, because it matches perfectly. So yes, however, you weren't alone. It wasn't just you. There are a few of you. So but as it says there, you were just a kid at the time. You would probably credit the person who was your mentor at the time as the person mentioned in the paper. Yeah, you were present.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, it says I was actually staking out the office, so actually I may not have even been involved inside. It might have been just me left in the rep unit as backup. Who knows? Good. All right.
Yeah, it was a bad time for you, and quite a few of the people who were sat on that mission were died. But your mentor, partner, the training officer, was killed. Was a survivor, and he was probably the one that they would be talking about there. Because before the building was completely overrun, he grabbed her and you and got you out through the underground tunnels. Okay, that do?
Cool. Yeah, perfect.
Bit of extra background to go through. Okay.
All right. I'm going to go and grab a ice lolly, I think.
Okay. How hot is it there?
I
Okay.
came back
Everyone's
and
taking breaks.
automatically put on my headset, so I was like, oh, wait. I'm not supposed to be listening to this. I didn't hear anything, so... Or I wasn't paying attention, I should say.
Nick, can you do me a favour?
What's up?
You in front of your camera, there's a couple of things right in the foreground, kind of partially obscuring you. Could you? Yeah, thank you.
What
You're
is
bugging
that?
me.
Look at the size of that drink.
Yeah, welcome to America.
Damn. Yeah. I genuinely thought it was like one of those popcorn.
It looks a lot like that, I'll admit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could fit a lot of
Suddenly want
popcorn in this,
popcorn.
actually, though.
Yeah.
No, but if it was
Yeah.
popcorn, it would have taken up most of the camera space. You see,
Yeah.
It's got to be an order of magnitude bigger.
And then you buy more drink because there's salt. And
Yeah. Until you've got like a bathtub of popcorn and like a slightly smaller bathtub of pop.
you gotta do it. That's just how it be. Yeah, it was Bruce that messed up the
Bruce is
camera.
doing it back right.
I realised I'm blaming Bruce, and he's now eating
Okay.
some sort of. Is that a
See
zoo?
what I was-
Is that a zoo?
So glum.
No.
That's not a Zoom, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay. Right. Can you continue your chat you were having before I make a break?
So Novak, do
What were
you
we
know
talking
who that
I don't know.
LAPD Blade Runner was who thwarted the attack on Lilith Tyrell?
It wasn't just one. There was a group of us. Not everybody made it out.
Sorry, you were there.
Yeah, I was in my first year, rookie year.
Okay.
So do you know Lilith Tyrell? Would she recognise you?
I doubt it. We never really spoke. I was a rookie on the force at that point. I was doing what I was told.
And right, so she was attacked by the Replicant Resistance. Were there any survivors of the Replicant? Did they all die? Or did some of them get away, or some of them go to prison, or...
I don't know. Chris?
Sorry, I was just trying to do something that was to do with the game, but please repeat the question. I'll stop doing it.
Did anyone survive? Any of the Replicant Resistance people Either did they all die? Did some of them survive? Did some of them end up in prison? Did any of them escape?
Probably yes. I mean, they had to evacuate the Tyrrell building.
Okay, so
Novak can tell you that they escaped through the tunnels underneath. So definitely some of the resistance survived.
okay. So do we have a weird connection between our case, or is this pertinent to the actual case? I can't figure it out. In analyst terms, I don't have enough data to decide whether she
think
is
that's-
actually relevant or not.
I think that's exactly the answer. We don't have enough data. Let's go find more data. We know that the place to find that would be to
You
talk to
do
Lilith.
remember that she was the one who did Lilith's memories as well.
Leah's
Leah's.
memories.
Les
Leah.
memories.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but for our assigned case, which is to find Leia, the fact that Leia and Percival have potentially elements of the same memory that may have been put into us by Lilith Tyrell is interesting, but is it this is my question, is it pertinent to actually finding and getting and potentially arresting
Well, yes,
Lilith?
because
I'm not going to answer that question for you.
No, but that's what I'm posing to the group.
I think so. I think
Okay.
everything has pointed to this memory being the reason that Leah has recently failed her baseline test.
Mm-hmm.
This could be the whole reason. We could find out where she is just by asking about these memories. It could be that in fact, we know that she is investigating her own memories because she went to Doc Brown to ask about it. So she is potentially maybe also seeking an audience with Lilith. We may even run into her. It's perfectly plausible to say that this line of inquiry is going to lead to us having more information to find Leah. Definitely.
And the fact that we've got, sorry, I'm assuming that Novak and Fenna have told us about the two people that attacked you. Oh, you sent a warning, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that you have two people who sound like, put bluntly, batch-produced replicants. Yeah.
Potentially.
Well, I am no expert in replicant production, but the need for replicants to look different to each other is something to make them acceptable on Earth. I don't know this, but do you think that it might be cheaper to mass produce similar replicants for use in the outer systems? So maybe those two replicants that attacked you were originally created for work on the outer systems and have been brought to Earth as someone's.
Do we know that they're replicants yet? I believe Novak has put out a request to. Yeah, we don't know.
Right.
They might be human.
Chris? How prioritizing is Coco? Is Coco looking at that now? Because
He'll do it over the next shift.
okay, next year, because I've got a key relationship at the crime lab. Mirren, who's another replicant, who
In that case, you can. In that case, let me just remind myself. Sorry.
Mirren, she's my key relationship. Oh, she
expects it impossible of you, so she expects you to sort this whole thing out. But yes, you can rely on her to prioritise it, and you can bypass any need for promotion points or anything to get this moved up to the top of the list.
My theory is that they don't flag as Nexus 9s because they've checked the eyes. So therefore, are they Nexus 8s, undocumented Nexus 8s, or are they something else? How old did they look?
Late 20s.
That's probably too young for Nexus 8s because Nexus 8s do age normally. But Nexus 8s haven't been made for about 15 years, I believe. But who knows what's going off world, off Earth. So, are they replicants? Are they related?
That's what they're trying to find out, yes.
I think there's something strange going on with nearly identical replicants. I think these two men will turn out to be replicants, and that they are from a batch where
And
there's
that's where
less differentials being created in them. So yeah, okay. Let's. Can I suggest if there's people wandering around trying to shoot at us, we stick as a group of 4 going forwards?
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
agree with
that
that.
seems like a prudent thing to do.
I propose
Sorry.
that we go and visit Lilith Tyrell.
Makes sense.
Can we
Okay.
find out? Do we want to visit?
Did you remember the other thing you were thinking you might have done? Does anyone remember that?
What? Break into the Aurelian shop.
The other thing you were thinking of was quite high priority.
Okay, what have we forgotten?
Yeah.
You managed to track her location. You personally, Andy, managed to track her location from the Bullet Bob's to an alleyway. You think that might be where she's hiding?
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, I don't remember that either.
Hang on a sec.
I probably just made that up.
It's not a crucial
That's
piece of
really nice.
information.
Yeah.
No, that's why I was surprised you didn't say someone was going to follow it up.
There is a chance that I may not have paid attention at that point, but I don't remember that coming up.
I don't remember.
How did he track that down?
Yeah.
It was part of the information you got from Bullet Bob's.
Bullet Bobs.
Bullet Bobs.
No, I think Bullet Bob told us that the guy at the Aurelian was definitely the head of the contact for the Replicant Underground, wasn't it? I'm fairly sure that that's what he told us.
Yeah, because
Yes.
Bullet Bob is
Andy's character was checking out the Esper wall for that location, and the cameras showed up Lilith exiting and then going down an alleyway just behind it. I'm sure.
Maybe we've just not put that together that we should check that out. We just assumed she's gone somewhere, and she went down an alleyway.
Right.
Well, if I didn't mention it, I definitely should have done.
Can I find that in my notes? I apologise.
I have to find this in the pre-recording now, aren't I?
No. I'm not. I'm not going to doubt your memories.
It's a helpful memory.
All I've got
Let's
was
do that first.
Lilith was at Bullet Bob's on foot. That's all I've got. But that's information about where she was. Okay, so how old is that information about her being in an alley? When is that from? That's the previous day, isn't it?
Yes.
So we see she's in. Where is that alley? Is near Bullet Bob's.
Yes.
And do we see her go into an address there, or
No, you see her go to the alleyway.
the alleyway? Okay. So what do you want to do? Do you want to go and look at the this alleyway, Bullet Bob's, or do you want to go to see Lilith, or do you want to go kick in the door of the Aurelian shop and see if she's in there?
I think, personally, I would
The
rather
alleyway
keep everyone
seems-
together. Let's go. Let's all go to the alleyway.
Yeah, the alleyway seems like the most obvious clue we've
And
got.
Whilst that's happening, can we put in a request for? Oh no, I suppose that would be our job, wouldn't it? Actually, wanted to know information about this Lilith Tyrell. Anything that we can get in terms of like her address or where her offices might be, that sort of thing. so that
Yeah,
when
yeah, that's free of charge. You get her business address. Yes, it's Lilith Memory Labs. Not a secret. You just pull up. You literally future Google it and have
future
that.
Google.
Meanwhile, let me just
What shift are we on
hold
now?
it. Wait, 1 second now, please. You're about to move to the evening shift of day 2.
So that means that will be shut now already, won't it?
That should have given you something.
Sorry, did something just pop up and I closed it by accident?
Yeah.
Liz, data file. Sorry, was it Leah or Lilith I just shared with you?
Lilith's data file.
Lilith.
Yeah, I did do the right one. Good. Right, you requested it. You got it.
Yeah, she's definitely human.
So where the hell has she been for 13 years?
Well, probably. Well, she went bankrupt, didn't she? Probably building up her thing. But also, that's the question we should ask her.
Yep, very true. Okay, but I think this alleyway. Well, Lilith Tyrell's business address will be closed anyway. Now it's evening time, so let's go and.
Yeah, the tea that never sleeps and all that. But okay,
Okay.
as you like.
Okay. Well, what do you want to do? Lab or
It's
Well,
up
the
to you.
alleyway first, for sure.
okay?
Okay, let me
Okay.
just. I need to just check something.
I want to be on a high
Right.
alert.
The memory lab's in sector 4. The alleyway is in sector 2 near your
New
base.
bullet bobs.
Yep. I'm just checking something. Sorry. It doesn't tell me that useful piece of information. Never mind. Okay. Right, so all 4 of you.
Yeah, probably in 2 vehicles.
Okay. 2 vehicles and
Because I think Oelsen and Percival in 1 vehicle and Fenna and Novak in another.
of course,
vehicle,
yes.
so
because
mix
you're
it
on.
there.
Excuse me. Right, you arrive at Bullet Bob's shop then. Night is falling, and once again it's a cloudy, starless night, but the light of the city is reflecting off the clouds, so it's never truly black. Black as night, as it should be. It is, of course, raining as you come into here. The bright lights of the various shops at the mouth of the alleyway that your Esper footage saw going into. How do you wish to proceed?
I'm going to basically all of my effort at the moment is just looking out for any assailants. So everyone else is gonna investigate. I'm protecting these guys.
Okay.
I want to just start looking at. I've presumably got a copy of the Esper wall footage. I want to look at the alleyway, try and work out whereabouts exactly the position I saw her, where she's gone, and so on. Then look down the alleyway and try and figure out if it goes anywhere or anything.
Okay. So you're doing the from the bit where you're looking at the imagery and going enhance, focus sector 16B,
Yeah.
enhance. Okay, right. So you're sat in the car doing that. Can I have a tech check, please?
You may certainly, because this is the thing that I am slightly specialised in. Three successes.
Very good. Okay, you are pretty good at that. You spend some time focusing and zooming and skipping backwards and forwards frames. And the frames are several seconds apart, but yeah, at one point she does disappear. She appears to disappear to the left as she's going down the alleyway.
It
About
goes
50
to the
yards in.
left.
Yes.
I shall say to the others, down there and to the left, and wait for someone else to take the lead.
I think we should be cautious. You know, we've already been attacked at least once, and we're going to be getting into a situation, so we should treat this as a tactically dangerous situation.
I quite agree. That's why I was letting you go first.
I'll go. I
I,
will go first.
Okay. Oelsen has finally taken the hint that I was trying to
Sorry,
play.
I'm at the back, just sort of like no one's gonna, and then not paying attention. All right. Yes.
I'll follow
I
closely.
do technically have combat training, but I shall bring up the rear.
I will follow closely behind.
Yeah. We're like
Awesome.
almost shoulder to shoulder sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, cover each other's sixes. Okay.
we'll cover each other's
Bravely
angles, yeah.
cover the rear arc of our formation.
Yep, I'm fully behind you, sir.
In all seriousness, has anyone drawn their pistol?
Yeah,
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think so.
I am as well then.
I think so.
Yeah, I'll definitely have it out, I think.
I think it's like lowered to the ground at the moment. It's not like ready to go sort of thing. It's like in my hand.
Okay.
I only want to test my quick draw speed once in a campaign,
Yeah.
and I don't really want to.
I don't want to do
Every
it.
session.
Not something I want to do every fight.
Having done
Okay.
it successfully once, you don't want to try it again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've done the.
You're
I've
winning.
done the.
Quit while you're
Yeah,
ahead.
I gotta quit while I'm ahead here. My record stands at 1-0, and I'd like to keep it that way.
It's a good record, solid record.
Yeah. Look, win once, retire champion.
Yeah.
We head round, and what do we see? Like, is this?
Okay. You basically got the back of several large brick buildings facing you. As the alleyway's got some dumpsters stored in it. It doesn't look like people come up this way very often. In actual fact, it almost feels like a bust as you're going along. Doesn't seem to be very much activity here at all. But can I have observation checks? I say, saying the name of. Yeah, it is observation. Don't think I got it right.
From everyone.
You can, yes.
Observation. I've forgotten how to roll.
Why not?
Oh gosh, I'm not going to push it.
So the highly competent.
You easily see. Sorry.
The one who's actually good at using a gun hasn't spotted anything, but the other three of us have.
Yeah.
Someone has attempted to conceal the fact that one of the doors out to here is operational. It looks wrecked up and like it's nailed shut. But all three of the others, that is Fenna, Novak and Percival, can all see that it's the borders that are supposedly nailed to the sort of affixed to the wall are actually loose and the door will open easily. Quite easily.
All right, everyone, stack up on the door.
Yep.
Well, there's nothing here. Let's go home, lads.
No.
We'll point it out. Yeah.
Oh, there's a door. I brushed
I'm
off like, oh well, I was paying attention over here.
I'm not hugely strong, so it would probably be better for somebody who's stronger than me to actually force the door open.
I grab the door. I pull it open.
And I will cover the hole that creates.
Putting the door open, it's a 5-story 19th century building. It's almost a crumbling ruin. As you pull the door open, you find yourself looking into a wide hallway at the bottom. There's a huge skylight above. Stairs in a sort of spiral around the outside of the hall. From the top of it, there's a huge skylight at the top, broken, and just rain's pouring through it down onto the floor, rotting the wood. It looks like the building's largely deserted.
I'm going to look for any sign of people coming
As
here.
you're looking around a blimp with a billboard with advertising on either side of it, a new movie flies over the top, shedding light for a few seconds across the interior.
Do we have things like torches and such? We would
Yep.
do, wouldn't it, as part of our... Yeah, I'd turn on my torch. and start shining it around. Let's have a look at this
Okay.
place.
Okay, Fenna, yeah, you see, as I say, the floorboards are starting to rot in places, and you can see where the rotted boards show the remains of footprints, where they've been dented in by shoes. You can see scuff marks where that's been damaged. Someone's been walking this way recently.
There be footprints here. We should follow those.
Like a true
Wow.
detective. Yeah, sure.
All right, gang, let's split up and search for clues.
Or
Yeah.
just follow the footsteps.
Yeah, or just follow the footsteps.
Follow them.
Yep.
One of them takes you up the stairs. Feel a little bit rickety.
I'm trying to move quietly. I'm not very good at it, but I'm trying to move quietly.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty agile. I could probably. Oh no, my stealth is shit. I can't. I'm not moving quietly. But I say like we should probably not all be on this staircase together.
Out like a herd of elephants as you go up the stairs.
Yeah.
Spread
out
yeah.
You
The most dangerous of the fatal funnels, the stairs.
progressing up the there seems to be no power in here. Getting up to the second floor, you see that the steps to the next floor look seriously dangerous. The wood's fallen right away. The metal, you can see the metal framework underneath it. Doesn't look like anyone's gone up that way. There's a little bit of light coming underneath one of the doors.
Under one of the doors.
Yes.
Stack
Is it a
up on the
fixed light
door.
or a moving light?
Yeah.
Is it a fixed light or is it a moving light?
Yeah.
It's a fixed light.
Are we on shaky police grounds at the moment? Have we essentially broken into a dwelling without a warrant?
Well,
We're in pursuit of an
Depend-
armed, potentially armed.
Isn't there a clause with something called probable cause?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know how it is
well-
in this world compared
well,
to
yeah,
the real world.
that's the thing. I know what it would be like in the U.S. now, but in this world,
I
I don't know how much remit we have.
We
It's
have.
I think
very
that one has
light
a pretty wide remit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I would say we probably are fine, especially because this structure is so run down and like generally abandoned. It's possible that nobody actually owns this structure, in which case we can go wherever we want.
Just being pedantic.
Also,
Just being pedantic.
yeah.
If you think, if we are convinced that Leia has become a rogue replicant, we are instructed to put her down. I'm
I
not
don't
sure
know
we're
if-
at that point, but we
No,
are.
I don't think.
But if
we're
she's
definitely-
rogue, we are instructed to shoot her before she does any more harm.
No, that's fair enough. I mean,
Yeah. If we
we will
think
try
that, I don't
non-lethal.
think we have. Yeah, I don't think we have that evidence to say that yet.
Okay.
I do have the bludgeon gun, so you know,
Yeah, we have
If we-
non-lethal ways of putting her down if she becomes
very
a problem.
painful ways, but you know,
But anyway, we're at
yeah.
the top of the stairs, outside of a door.
Right.
Yeah.
We probably shouldn't be talking about this. As
No, I don't.
No,
I
this
certainly
is
I
not a
think-
conversation you need to have.
yeah.
No, I was,
I think we should-
asking the GM.
Yeah,
you know, I was
yeah.
thinking.
Oh, yeah.
That was mentally kind of thinking. Are we okay on the sort of procedure here? Yeah, it seems like we're
Yes.
good. All right.
Fair
I
enough.
think we should be polite. I don't think there's a reason why we shouldn't knock.
Percival was very nervous about sort of drawing his pistol and so on. Now is getting rather slightly too excited, like a child with a new toy.
Oh no.
Yeah, Percival, point your gun down the stairs
Okay.
and keep our six protected. All right,
Yep, certainly.
away from the squishy Novak body in front of you.
He had been pointing it at the
Oh, it-
ground. He now points it at the back, to the rear. Yep.
Chris, given my experience, do I think that I am obliged as a police officer to announce myself before I go in, or are we bursting in and taking the consequences?
Yeah, you think you can burst in.
All right.
Who's best
do a
at kicking
countdown.
doors down?
Who's got the flashbangs?
Wait, you have
I don't have
flashbangs?
any
I kicked down the door.
Maybe it was a damn. I wish we had flashbangs as we kicked down the door.
yeah. That's what she was saying. Like, you have flashbangs, and then I kicked down the door. Like, I have flashbangs.
I believe it's the force skill to kick down the door.
Yeah.
Yes, that'll be right.
If it's not already like just swings were wide open, do I need to roll?
Well, no, it's hand-to-hand combat. You are now engaging in hand-to-hand combat with the door.
yeah.
No, it's
Do you want me
force.
to roll force? It is force. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh my god, why is my force so low? Well, I got one success anyway.
That's enough. Door cracks open. Let me just for pimp's sake.
Do sweep.
Are you moving us to a new map?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
nothing bad can happen here.
Stupid system.
You chose it.
Right, you should each have a token on that map with a view of
Yep.
where you are. Not going to do it round by round, but can everyone move sort of what? Everyone move roughly as you in the real time that you would expect. What you are looking for at the moment is a rundown entrance hall. Bakker, when you kick the door down, you know that it was bolted from the other side.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh, it was bolted.
The door goes south. I think Oelsen's gone the wrong direction.
I've gone the wrong way.
Kicks the
Guys-
door down,
And
turns
then
and
run
walks
away.
in that direction.
Chris,
This is suspicious.
which way is the stairs?
The stairs
Oh,
over here, just outside, just over here.
okay.
All right.
Oh
This,
dear.
this map's of the back of the apartment. It's not of the
Oh, no.
No, exactly.
building.
I'm staying. No.
Quite like Novak running in. No, sorry, Novak Bakker running in the wrong direction. That was quite funny. But,
Oh, no.
Percival is going to stay in the doorway and sort of cover the rear, but keep glancing back into the place as well. Essentially blocking the exit route as well.
I'm assuming what if we don't see anything on the thing, we don't see anyone. Like immediate danger, somebody lurking with a gun, sort of thing. No.
I mean, I don't see anyone.
Yep. Can we keep moving, Chris? Oh,
Chris, can you hear us?
yes, I can. Sorry, I've got. Oh dear. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Sorry. Right. You're in a entrance hall for an apartment. It's very run down and ruined. There's not very much of interest in here. Let me just double check. We're in skylight. Elevator stopped working ages ago. It's yeah, a darkened room. It's got a light running, but it's in the corner over here. There's a standing lamp on the floor, and there's a rotting carpet on the floor. And as you can hopefully see, doors out to your left, right, and straight ahead.
very.
where was the light coming from?
Probably the
In
lamp
here.
on the floor.
Over here, where I'm just clicking now.
Yeah.
What's that? My colour's changed. Why's my colour changed? Never mind.
Is there any signs of footstep? Is there dust in this area? Has it been maintained?
It's received some cleaning, definitely.
I want to very quickly go through to other rooms.
Okay.
Not stopping long in this room. So can I just move myself into the next area that I was?
Where are you going?
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll follow you. We'll follow you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go forward then. Oh no! I attempted movement, but it collides with the wall. So
What?
I wanted to go here.
Right, you gotta
Sorry,
click
I
on
tried to-
if you click on the door isn't locked. Right, you click to the door.
Oh.
That is an action. Stop. Put yourself
Stop.
back where you were, please.
There we go. That's
Right.
okay.
Novak, what are you doing while this is everyone's tearing forward? And Percival,
I'm
you please.
gonna cover the
It's
two
not
doors
it's
that are on
not with that. Okay, right. You're covering these doors. Okay, right. Oelsen, charge through.
Okay, I go to there. I can see a piano, and a settee, and 2 more doors.
Okay, hold on.
will
As you come into the
follow-
door, someone swings at you with a hand-to-hand weapon.
Oh no!
I'm just going to roll. I'm not going to do this using the system. I'm just going to roll it. Okay.
Yep.
Hand-to-hand combat.
Where are they? Oh, that hits.
That didn't work. Hits by only 1. That's not very impressive. I'm going to have him push.
You don't need to.
Makes it
It's
2.
fine.
Right. That does hit. 1 doesn't hit for a hand-to-hand attack. Okay, there's a guy standing here. Swings at you with a candlestick as you come in. That does hit you. How much damage? Doesn't do enough to do extra damage, so it just does 1 damage. It whacks you
1 damage.
uncomfortably as it hits you.
It was Styles
Ow.
in the living room with the candlestick.
It
Candlestick.
exactly was Styles in the living room with the candlestick. He's
Oh no! Is it Styles?
as soon as he hits you, you turn
Of
to face
course.
him. As soon as he sees you, he immediately drops the candlestick and goes, "Shit! What are you doing here?"
As we're pointing guns at him, like,
Yeah.
You see, yeah.
Styles was there when these guys got attacked by those, because it was Novak was trailing him, wasn't it? Novak was trailing Styles, and
Yes.
then they got attacked by the assassins, essentially. And then Styles came to see if everyone was okay, and now he's being attacked
By you.
Yeah, by us. Okay. I think I'm gonna. First of all, I don't know how to take a health point off. I'm clicking it, but it's not doing it.
On your character, right click on it.
Right click on it. Oh,
Definitely.
there you go. Yes.
Yeah.
That's right click to remove, left click to put one back again when you get healed.
There you go. I just level my gun, sort of not at his face, but at his sort of chest area, and go. All right, back up.
He can. He complies.
Anybody else in the building?
What about the building? There's no one else in this apartment. No one else in this apartment.
while that's going on, I'm gonna go check this door in the corner.
Right, so you're going to check that. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep Styles there. Just gonna.
Right, so this room here is obviously a living room. There's a piano. It's quite
Yeah.
grandiose. I'll give you a picture in a minute.
Yeah. But
right.
it's quite.
You've gone across to through that door. Sorry, let me just check. This is kind of a parlour. This is more like a snug in this room here. There's a. If you can move into the room if you like. Oh, there you can see it. Yeah, there's another door as you can see over here.
Yeah.
Everything clear in there?
I'm gonna
I've
go
got-
check the other door.
I found Styles. He's in here. He says the rest of the apartment's empty, but just check.
That image I just shared with you is an image of the parlour, this room here.
Ooh, fancy.
Nice. Yeah.
So that's the room
Wow.
that Oelsen and Styles.
Oh, it's in. That's right. Okay, so you find a kitchen over here. You find the bedroom, you find the bathroom. In the snug room here, Fenna, that you found, there is a large battery pack with a in the bedroom it would be, wouldn't it? Here, there's a large battery pack with what looks like a jerry-rigged cable brought in from a power pylon outside. That's obviously supplying power to the place.
Mhm.
Has anybody been through this door?
Which door?
Well, I can't see half the map, so I'm trying to I don't know if anybody's been into this room here.
That's the kitchen.
Ah, okay.
So you find it, yeah.
After I've checked all these rooms on this side, I'm gonna shout clear and then go back to the parlor.
Right, I'm going to go for a wander round just to see the apartment.
Okay. Whilst I've got my gun, sort of, I'm not pointing it at Styles anymore. If he seems like he's kind of given up, He knows that he's outnumbered. He should.
Yeah, no, he doesn't give up.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't.
Sorry.
He doesn't give you any trouble. He only attacks you because he had the door being broken down.
Yes.
I mean, no,
Yeah, no,
he
absolutely. What I
immediately
mean is,
says, he immediately apologises
Yeah.
and put his hand. Yeah, so I didn't realise it
Yeah.
was you. You didn't. You're supposed to shout LAPD or something.
Who are you
Yes,
worried
well,
about?
were
Didn't you
expecting
notice
something?
that two of your colleagues have been shot at recently? You have
Yeah,
been shot at. You noticed, didn't you?
Yeah, but what have that got to do with you?
Maybe nervous. Anyway,
Do I
I
think
mean,
taking a look at
to be
this place.
fair, if I was like, in the street and then suddenly gunshots were happening behind me, I'd be a bit keyed up for the rest of the day. I'll admit it.
Chris,
Yeah.
on the sofa or the table, wherever it was, I can see in the picture there is a postcard from Hollywood. Can I very
Correct.
subtly go up to there and pick it up and read what's on the other side of it?
Certainly. Let's see what I can find.
There's also some kind of phone.
Yeah, I'm trying to increase the size of the thing, but my screen width is only so
Only on
wide.
the
So.
refrigerator there's an old postcard with a Hollywood sign.
But Hollywood's in LA, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah, cool.
Yes, that is
I
correct.
got something right. Yeah, I know nothing about America.
It's okay. A lot of America doesn't know anything about America. That's
there's-
kind of part of the problem.
Movie capital of the
They
world.
find that.
Yeah.
There's nothing written on it.
Oh, there's nothing written there. Huh. Interesting.
Styles just sits on the sofa. He's looking
Yeah.
quite distressed.
Having wandered around the apartment,
Yep.
I'm quite and sort of
Right, okay. Go on.
I'm pacing around and I've spotted there's a couple of sorts of dead areas where there seems to be space missing as you go through some of the shapes. So first of all, this one just to the north of where I'm stood. I
Yep.
want to try and see if that's sort of some secret compartment, and then once I've done that one, I want to go and look at this
Yes.
one over here.
Okay. They're both what would they be? You've got the drywall for the that's a plumbing space there. So that's where the bathrooms will have their outflows to. This one, not so any specific function. You're looking to see if you can find anything hidden there. You don't see anything.
Is it somewhere, a place where someone could hide? Essentially, is what I'm looking for. Or
Yes, I see.
Do you want to
At a quick glance, you don't find anything. Fenna, you notice because you've been in the bedroom that someone has been sleeping here.
Okay.
Just
One
let you
person
know.
or two?
Okay.
One person or two? How many pillows are on the bed?
Well, I mean, that's no indicator. I have multiple pillows on my bed, but I don't live
Yeah, I
with
think we've
anybody.
got 6 pillows in our bed or something between us. I think most of them mine, but
Well, if you haven't made the bed, it'll be too dense in the kind of pillow, and it'll.
it looks like one person been sleeping on that bed. However, there's a couple of sleeping bags lying out as well.
Mm.
They're packed away, but
I've lost
I mean, we
the
could just
Okay.
confront Styles because we know that Leah's essentially been here.
Okay. Yes, we should definitely start questioning.
do you want to? Do we do that first, or you'll go through quickly things on the photograph first?
Let's talk.
Yeah,
Well-
talk to her. I'll keep looking at the photograph. Well, I'm looking at the crime scene photo.
Okay, do you want to quickly
the-
pick it? Okay,
Sorry.
right, let's
Oh,
do. Do you want?
Sorry, I thought I saw something. It's okay.
So you're looking at the bits of paper. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. On the table, there's a common piece of paper. Turns out to be a page torn out of a book. Here you are.
Oh, okay. They were.
Can we do this first, then you can talk to Styles? I just want to get the
Yeah,
pictures to you.
Sorry.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's another Blake poem.
Yeah.
She had one in her apartment, didn't she?
She did. She had
Did.
Tiger Burning Bright. I've just been reading it because there's things about fearful symmetry and things like that, and I'm trying to glean the meaning of it within this case. But I think it might be to do more with the book itself. Whoever owns
There's a
this.
copy of a
Horrible.
magazine called Synth.
Smithsonian restores an automaton XM1. What's that?
Someone says it's some kind of automated drone thing from the mid 21st century.
So not a synth.
Well, this is
Trauma gives
interesting.
control. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
I
is
was about to
interesting.
say, yeah.
Trauma gives control.
Liz Tyrell explains the finer points of replicant memory design. So perhaps she's deliberately putting in traumatic memories because.
Okay, well, quickly investigating the magazine, that's exactly what she's doing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Tales from the Mind. The story continues. Synth takes a look at the new joy. And nuclear.
And the final thing,
Wallace Nixon's price.
final thing is the off-world leaflet.
Mm.
Are you planning to go anywhere, Styles? Or is this for somebody else?
Not me, no. She was going to go.
Was?
Well, she's gone.
Do you not know where she's gone? She was last seen coming this direction.
She was last seen here. That's where I thought she'd be.
I can make an educated guess. Mr. Styles, am I correct in assuming that you are connected to the Replicant Underground?
Big assumption to make.
Okay, let's assume you are. Let's assume that this is a Replicant Underground safe house, I think is the phrase. And someone, quite possibly Leia, has been reading that article about Lilith Tyrell, and I suspect that Lilith Tyrell's life may be in danger. I think we need.
She has been. She's supposed to be doing. She's supposed to be trying to get off world. She's not supposed to be doing anything stupid.
Right. I think you might well be under arrest for aiding and abetting a
wanted person of interest.
Yes, a wanted person of interest.
Fenna, could you give me a insight check, please?
Absolutely.
Not good enough. Right. Okay. I only ever helped. Only ever helped Leia.
You seem to
I
care about her.
When he
can't
says
talk
that,
about anything.
can I try an insight check to see if I think he's lying?
No.
Oh,
Can we
is
talk
that what
about
you-
this?
Is that part level 4? Sorry, apologies.
Can I briefly talk about this when we finish, rather than me telling you my philosophy on insight checks
Yeah, sorry,
and
that's
with
right.
the recording?
That's right. Yeah. Sorry, I just realised what the role was for. Sorry. Okay. I think we, as a matter of urgency, need to contact Lilith Tyrell's security. Actually, no, that may cause a panic. We need to go there as soon as possible.
Yeah, I feel like I don't want to give them any chance to, if they are potentially behind anything, the chance to have a head start.
But you do get from so he just expresses that he's extremely worried about her, but he seems happy to cooperate.
Right. I'm going to call some uniformed officers to take you down to the the Rep Det unit, I think it's called, and you can make a statement.
Is that necessary?
Uh,
I'm afraid it is.
yes. Can I point out that you did assault an officer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alpha didn't identify herself.
Yes, that's why we're not arresting you for that at the present moment. But can I suggest that you cooperate with making statements so that we don't
Okay.
have to bring that up?
Look, you know what'll happen if I go in there, right?
What?
Never mind. Go on.
What will happen if you go in there?
He gives you a look. Shrug.
Are
Gives
you,
you a half shrug.
are you insinuating that you are fearful for your life?
Some people don't get to come back out of there again.
Perhaps what we should do is, even though we have just reconvened as a group of 4, perhaps we should split up once again.
No, I disagree. I think we all need to go to Lith Tyrrell's now.
Okay.
Agree.
I think the only delay is for a uniformed unit to get there. So, well, I think we take Mr. Styles out into the street.
Okay.
Know whether
Is-
this is like a history or memory check or whatever of incidents where people have gone into be processed or kept in a hold or whatever, and then not come out. Like, I want to
Okay.
figure out
Look, what what he's implying there is that if he's a replicant, he won't walk out again.
Yeah, I think he's.
Oh, if he's a replicant, but
I'm
we
not
know
s-
he's human.
No, we don't. I think
We
personally.
do?
It's in our handout. It's in our template.
For Styles.
Hang on, sorry. Case notes. Here we go.
I think Styles
Has-
is an undocumented Nexus 8. Is my
Okay.
personal theory.
What we've got is we've got an image of a man outside the bar who's watching called Styles. He has
Yep.
blonde hair. Iris confirmed he also helped fight off the men who attacked her. He helps out N9s. He is human. Lives on Anemoid Row, near Anemoid Row, and issued his ID to LAPD cops to try to find him.
Is that in your notes somewhere, or
That's in our case notes, in our shared notes. So under the case file,
Yeah.
template case file time
Context.
tracker copy, you've got case notes.
Well, let's just say that whatever your case notes say, he's very reluctant to go to the Rental Debt Unit's
Yeah.
headquarters, but he's not going to fight you.
Yeah. Fair enough.
He seems almost
it could be that
broken.
yeah. I pull. I'm just gonna leave. I think I'll pull Novak aside, just out of earshot of Styles, leaving him in the custody of whoever else is in that room if they could do that.
Certainly.
And just be like, I feel like there's a lot of things in motion here that we're not fully aware of what the players are. I'm not saying that what he's saying is correct, that he's going to be hurt, but we know that if he isn't human, for whatever reason our report is wrong, what can we do? Should we keep him on a hold elsewhere for the time being and come back to him later?
We can arrest him for his own protection. I mean, at the end of the day, he'll be released, but, let the court sort it out. Let the lawyers sort it out.
Sure, let's do that. Do you want to be arresting officer, seeing as I'm victim in this?
Yeah, sure, I can get a black mark against my name for arresting a perfectly innocent man.
I slap him on the
Um,
shoulder. Good man. Let's go.
Okay. So the four of you troop out of this building to the front, and a patrol spinner pulls up, and Styles gets into it, just keeping his eyes fixed ahead as he goes, as the doors are closed on him when he goes. And I think that is our time. Next week we will proceed to
Lilith.
next proceed to the Lilith Memory Labs.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks.
Bye for now.